All right, guys, welcome back to episode 3 Behind the Boxes. We're here again in St John's Wood, carrying out a move. We are quite local to the area, it seems. This morning's been quite a challenging morning. It's been a difficult one. One of the drivers messaged me at 5 a.m. this morning and told me he had an emergency and he couldn't come in, so I had to shift things around and make things happen. So yeah, we've been quite dynamic this morning. It's been quite rushed, but everything's going as planned. So what we've done is we've already been at the client's house this morning. We loaded up a few items of furniture. They're getting some construction work done inside the property, so they moved into their temporary premises here. So we load up the furniture, we're unloading it now. Stan and Dominic are unloading it at the moment. After this job is complete, we're going to head off to Earls Court, where we'll drop off some packing materials and we'll drop off Stan and Dominic to carry out a packing of a 2-bedroom house, which we'll be moving tomorrow. And then finally we'll be going on a survey of a house, which we're potentially going to pack and move, sure, depending on if the price is right for the client. So yeah, it's going to be a productive day, so come follow us along. The guys are unloading into the apartment and I thought, let me just tidy up the van. That's what we usually do anyway. After each job, we make sure that the van is in order so that it's ready for the next job. It also helps us actually to double check the van to make sure it's empty and it doesn't have any of the client's items in there, which this is only a small job, so you can't really, it was only big furniture items and you can't really miss those. But it's just good to have everything organized so we're ready to go when we arrive at the next job. Although this van is not going to be doing jobs today, we're dropping Stan and Dominic off and they'll be doing the packing and then we'll be heading over to the survey. But yeah, it's always good to have it all nice and organized. All good? Yeah? Done? You know where you're going?
Yeah.
We'll see you at the place. All right.
So Manny, what are we doing here?
We're heading over to Earls Court now, SW5, to drop Stan. Dominic's going to meet us there. They can get on with a pack for our customer, which will be moving tomorrow. Should be there in about half an hour. See how it goes. A lovely, lovely day, by the way, today. Sunny mid-September day.
Stan, you've been working with Manny for about 10 years. What's been the most interesting job you've had?
I think maybe travel to France with the one Peloton bike. This was a very easy job in the COVID time, so we do this in one day.
And it was just one bike?
Just the one bike in the van.
What happened, I think...
Two drivers.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what happened was, I think the problem was, at the time, I think Peloton was a massive craze and people were at home and they were exercising at home, so a lot of people wanted the Peloton bikes. Peloton actually, I think, didn't ship to France at the time. So the customer ordered the bike here and the customer wanted to send it to his friend who was in Paris who wanted a Peloton bike, so he arranged the shipping of us taking it from London to France. The transport costs were probably more than the bike itself, which is crazy. But yeah, there you have it. How the other half live.
Manny, what about you? What's been the most interesting job you've had?
One of the most interesting jobs I had is lithium batteries for an e-bike for one of our clients all over UK. We went to various different forests. It was a bit crazy actually. We were asked to do this by one of our long-standing clients. Bit of context. So these clients, they were visiting from abroad. They've got like a boutique hotel in the Cayman Islands. They wanted to do some trials on the mountain bikes with the e-bikes. And they do a lot of this when they come here. But they wanted to do it in their helicopter. So they wanted to visit different forests in the UK with the helicopter, do the trial, and then, you know, that's it really. But I think they couldn't take lithium batteries onto the helicopter. So they wanted us to drive the lithium batteries for I think we did it for about 2 weeks at different locations. Drive the lithium batteries to the forest, meet them there, the helicopter would land, and then we'd give them the batteries. They'd go out for a couple of hours, ride their bikes while we'll chill in the restaurant with the helicopter pilot, and then once they finished riding the bikes, we'd take the batteries back to base, charge them up and be ready for the next day. That was a really interesting job. I've got some footage probably I'll put on here as a B-roll of the helicopter landing and taking off. It was a really nice helicopter. It was an AW139, I believe, which is a passenger helicopter, and I think they had 3 of those. I was speaking to the pilot and they told me that each helicopter is worth about £13 million each, plus it costs them, and he told me in dollars, it cost them $90,000 to run the helicopter for 1 hour. So you can imagine the kind of money they had.
So it's not just home removals you guys deal with, it could be anything and everything.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so we move absolutely anything. We can transport anything, and our bread and butter and our speciality is residential and commercial moves, along with art and antique transport and storage, of course.
You move some pretty high value items. What would you say are some of the most expensive items you've had to move?
We move art and antiques all the time. The single most valuable items that we move, I think there was a painting, I think about just over $500,000. We've also moved like various kind of sideboards, which are like 80, 90K. But there was one, we moved this Russian billionaire from their penthouse back in COVID times, and they had a Buben Zolweg watch safe, which is a beautiful watch safe. That was about 200K. Those are some of the single items which we've moved, which have been quite valuable, I think. So we've arrived here now. We're here at Earl's Court. We're going to unload the packing materials, and the boys are going to start packing the job for the move tomorrow. We'll get cracking. Got some brekkie. Oh my god, almost fell. Should we take two there? Oh. Yeah, got the brekkie in. I've never actually tried Leon coffees, by the way. I think it might be a good time to do a coffee review. Us being removal men and being on the road all the time, we get to taste a lot of coffees. And I think it'd only be right that we share with you the Mover Man Diary. Start with this coffee review of this Leon Cappuccino. Tell you what, I'll go first and then you can try it out after and let me know what you think, yeah? Never done this before. Do I have to kind of like smell it first and go?
Yeah, you smell it.
Oh, that smells quite good. Glass of wine. I'm not going to expect too much from this coffee. Sorry, Leon.
Was it pricey?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. I don't know the exact amount, to be absolutely fair. I think it was about, you can put the algebra kind of thing going on or something. I don't know. So I think it was about £4 each, I think. But anyway, let's get into it. Faint smell of coffee beans. I do love my coffee. Give it a go. It's quite milky, what you'd expect from a cappuccino, right? It's not that much. I can't really taste the coffee too much. There is a small hint of taste of coffee, but yeah, nothing special. But I guess it's Leon, it's a franchise, so can't really expect too much. But I think I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Over to you.
Time for me to taste it. Let's give it a good smell test. Oh, that is frothy.
Should we give it a zoom? Should we get a little zoom? Ooh, is it
Very frothy. Manny on the camera.
Yeah, boy.
We've upgraded. It's all right. Coffee's coffee, I guess.
Do you usually drink cappuccino or?
I usually have a latte.
Latte. Are you one of those?
Yeah, I'm one of those. Vanilla latte. I mean, the coffee's all right. It does taste quite weak though, like you said.
Yeah. Or you can taste the milk, right?
Definitely a lot of milk. I'll probably give it like a 6 out of 10. Coffee's coffee, and at the end of the day, as long as you get your energy fix, that's all that matters.
Okay, so we've dropped off the packing materials. I've had my brekkie, I've had my caffeine fix. Now it's time to get over to the survey done, and then take it from there. Every day I'm trafficking.
20 zones, traffic lights, bus lanes.
Fines,
Fines.
left, right and centre.
I can imagine as a mover, it's a daily occurrence, I guess.
It is indeed, yeah. Parking fine. And do you know what it is? They've got a lot stricter now as well. Because before we used to be able to park and load, and you know, the guys would be like, okay, as long as you're loading, it's fine.
I guess,
Yeah, more lenient. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know if the councils have got like a little bit of a.
We're running out of money.
Yeah, maybe that, because it's so difficult now. We actually genuinely go out on jobs, do the jobs, and now they're like, I'm appealing for. We've got some tickets, I've got probably about 10 tickets that I'm dealing with at the moment, parking fines, that I'm appealing. Yes, we were doing the job, we were loading and unloading, but they're just being so strict with it. They're like, nope, there's no like leeway, which is so annoying for a small business as well. Like, I get it, there is things in place. You have to book in suspensions, you have to book in parking dispensations as well. But sometimes it's that can cost more than the actual. It's not worth it for a small job for the customer.
No.
If the job's about £250 and the customer's booking a parking suspension for £150, it doesn't make sense for the customer. So sometimes we can get visitor permits, but sometimes we have to quickly load and unload as well. And I think my coffee's wearing off. I think I need another caffeine fix.
How many coffees do you usually have a day?
About 15 or 20, I think.
15 or 20?
Nah, I'm joking. I had like one or two. Two.
Yeah, we'll stick with 2.
Yeah, we'll stick with 2.
Some days maybe more, I guess.
And some days, maybe even more than more. Okay, so we've just arrived at the survey. We're a little bit early, but I thought it'll be best to set up my mobile office and get some work done while we're waiting. Welcome to Edgware.
Manny, what are you working on?
So I'm just reviewing the information. We're here for a survey. We've got we're a bit half an hour early actually. Preparing the survey, just going through the notes. So what happens is we use a system called iMove, which Warren, big up Warren from Warren Removals has created. It's really helpful, it works really well, and we use that to manage our clients and our database. So what we do is we have a form on our website where customers put in all their initial details and when they contact us, that goes straight into the system iMove. And from that system, that's where we kind of manage the client and everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see what information we've got for this client so that I'm well prepared. So before the survey, I always like to go through all the notes that we have for the client so we understand what the job entails. So I go into the survey well prepped. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to do that. I'm going to set up the cubic sheet, get that all ready. Then when I'm there, I'll kind of work through the cubic sheet. And then what we do is we work out the volume and then we just go from there. I think this is a pack and move, and they're looking to move in October time at some point, which is just around the corner actually. So yeah.
Manny, what's the best part of the job, and what is something that nobody envies, do you reckon?
Best part of the job, I think, is meeting people. Every day you meet different people from different walks of life, and I love that part of the job, I really do. You know, people share stories and just the conversations that you can have is amazing. Not every day is the same. You're not stuck in the same place at the same time. You know, I love that about the job. Every day there's something different. Sometimes you can have challenges, and I love problem solving as well. I think that's one of the reasons why I got into removals, why I really enjoyed it at the start, and I still do. And one of the things that nobody envies, I think, is stairs. Heavy items and stairs. Oh man, we've had some horrible access difficulties on some certain jobs as well. It's been such a nightmare. And we're in London, right? So in London, the thing is, you know, the houses, you're moving stuff across houses which are over multiple floors, and some of the older buildings don't have lifts, so you have to carry the stuff up and down. So that's something I think that nobody envies. Yeah, so we've just arrived here to our client's house for the survey. I'm gonna go inside now and do the survey on iMove, big up Warren, get the volume off the job, and then we can quote accordingly. So I'm gonna go do that now. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Survey done. I think the survey went well. I'm looking forward to moving that home. The living room was really unique. It was like a lot of antique furniture in there. The living room had these kind of wooden panels for walls. It was so unique, really nice. So yeah, what we'll do is now we'll go back to the office, finalize the quotations, get that sent across to the customer, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, they book with us and we'll take it from there. It's a nice job. It's potential packing, moving, and taking it to our storage as well, which is what we like. So that's a good job, and fingers crossed it comes through. So yeah, we just finished up the survey, heading back to the office, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about the business on this segment. Call it the business insight. We'll find a better name for it eventually. But yeah, business updates, whatever. I don't know. What we've been up to this past month. One of the main things is what we've been working on is the rebrand of Happy to Move. That's actually been finalized now. We've got the brand guidelines, the final brand identity document finished by the designer, and that's all ready to go. I'm going to be probably implementing that, I think, in the first quarter of next year. I just want to get everything ready and then just push it out and roll it out. But it's exciting and it's looking really good, so I'm really excited to share that. One of the other things I've been working on has been my culture in the company. We've got a great culture, everyone works really well together. I wanted to do a little bit more because I think as I've moved out of working in the vans more often, I think my voice has not been reflected inside the company. So what I've decided to do is I've created a WhatsApp group which is called Happy to Move News. Yeah, I know, it's so original. What we'll do is we're doing a monthly newsletter, internal newsletter for my team, my thought, my insights on the company, but also sharing events that are happening in the future, that things that have happened in our current and what have happened in the past, maybe sharing some feedback on the work that's happened in that month, and also, like, you know, any staff highlights as well, like if someone's got a birthday. I think it's so important to get my team involved in something like this because I think it will really help develop a good culture and a good connection between all of us in the company. My team who's out on the road, they don't really meet my office team who are in the office, and to build that connection between all of them, I think it's so important to have something like that. So yeah, company culture is what I'm working on at the moment, which I think is going to be very important. Another thing that's coming up, we're going to the Movers and Storers show. It's happening in November. They're going there again to defend our title as reigning champions of the Packer of the Year award. That's really exciting. So I'm looking forward to that, defending that. And a personal highlight actually for myself is we were featured in the Movers magazine, which is an independent magazine for the industry, national as well. They did a feature on myself and the company. They interviewed me and that's out as well. That's really good. I really enjoyed that and I think it's come out really well. So if anyone's interested, go take a look. It's in September's issue. I think that's pretty much it now. Make sure you like, comment or subscribe to the channel and yeah, let me know what else you want to see. We'll see you next time on Behind the Boxes.